Music, the universal language. From the soothing hums between mother and babe, to those Eskimo weirdos that like bark at each other, or throat sing, or whatever it is, you've seen them. It's weird. Music, a language of expression. As a comedian, podcaster, actor extraordinaire, I too live the life of expression, the life of a true artist, the life of a musician. Meaning that I've been drunk and high for most of it. Hi there, Johnathan Ramcharan of Johnathan Ramcharan, the podcast, that is. Today I sit down with Toronto's very own Echoes of Carlaw to hear about the city and music that made them. Well, we're here.
We are.
Here we are.
Hello. We are. Hello. Live in studio, you know. We got some we're in your element.
Yeah, we are.
You know, we're in your guys' element. You guys have played here. You guys have rehearsed here before, right?
We
Many
used to
times,
jam
yeah.
here from time to time.
Yes.
Actually, me and Chris. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, you didn't come to my place?
No.
Okay. No, I had my own studio.
That's right, man. Yeah, that was Echoes of Carlaw. Echoes of Carlaw, our guest today here, Johnathan Ramcharan, the podcast. And, Steve,
Yep.
Your studio was down at Carlaw, right?
Yes.
Toronto, Canada.
Yep. Close to downtown Toronto, yeah. Carlaw Avenue, that's where all the magic starts. We're still there. We have a little room.
Still there.
going
Different
in
spot, but same building, same place.
there. Much smaller of a room, but,
Yep.
it works.
It's nice, man. I've seen the space many times, you know. I've seen you guys, known you guys over the years. So let's get into it here. Echoes of Carlaw. Mm-hmm. Thank you very much having you guys in today.
Thanks for doing this.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
Thank
this is
you.
great.
It's a real honor and pleasure.
Oh, pleasure's mine, seriously, this really adds a different dynamic to my podcast. I'm glad you guys could, share in that. Share with.
And we will share.
Oh.
Share and life.
Oh, he knows all about sharing.
Sharing and caring.
Sharing is caring. So, quickly, for the viewers, why don't you guys introduce yourselves?
Steve, a.k.a. Red Style, play keyboards, vocals.
Roger, a.k.a. the Dark Coroner, drums.
Chris, a.k.a. G-Man. G, of course, for guitar. Plus, I also do vocals as well, too.
And he wears G-strings.
You do vocals, Chris?
For anyone who's interested.
You do vocals in the G-string?
Yes.
We'll do a little
Upon request,
demonstration.
especially. Give me a second here.
Show us what you got.
Let's not.
Show us what you got.
Oh, yeah.
Show us what you're working with. Come on.
Or as Chucky would say, it's not about what you've got, it's what you do with it.
Chucky, like the little demon doll?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Or is that like a...
Of course, he said,
Okay.
of course.
He's got a very small guitar.
You
That's
mean
what he
like
uses.
Chucky?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not what you got, it's what you do with it.
That's good, more like it.
Yeah. Hi, my name's Chucky. You want to play with me? Yeah, I remember that. Does that inspire you?
Freelance Chucky.
Oh, absolutely, especially since I saw the actual first Child's Play movie in theaters when it came out in the fall of 1988.
I think you just dated us there, Chris,
He dated himself.
Dated the G-string.
I'm actually 23.
Been wearing the same G-string since '88. When we went to see Chucky, half naked in a G-string. Watching Chucky.
With Paul Rubens.
With Paul Rubens.
Pee-wee?
With Paul Rubens.
spewed nonsense and it never made any sense. You use pollution to confuse us because that's what you did. Our souls never die because we're still at our high. We'll find a way. Women go mad. Dodge it if you can. It's just too bad. Resurrection is a coming. The engine is perfect. Metal screaming once again. Well into the unseen dawn. Resurrection is a coming. The engine is perfect. Metal screaming once again. Well into the unseen dawn. Don't take us for granted. We're firmly blessed. We'll cut you down with our shining blades to display for eternal ages. Our drive is blood red. Your shit will soon be dead. Until then, war still rages, and it will for eternal ages. Eternal ages. Don't take us for granted. We're firmly blessed. We'll cut you down with our shining blades to display for eternal ages. Our drive is blood red. Your shit will soon be dead. Until then, war still rages, and it will for eternal ages. Eternal ages.
When did the band start? When did you guys first get together?
You want
Of course I know. This is for the
Okay.
viewers.
The history of the band is
Yeah.
Okay, so
I mean, yeah, it's probably going back 40 years, probably.
well, I'm 23, but yeah,
Yeah,
40 years.
yeah. I mean,
No,
it's probably-
me and Raj were always making music together for years and years, and then I don't know. One day I said, "Hey, let's start a band, a full band," and we asked Chris to join, and then we had another singer at
Chris,
that
yeah,
time.
yeah.
Then he left, and then me and Chris took over the vocals, changed the name to Echoes of Carlaw, and we've been going 11 years now.
Yeah.
11, 12 years
Yep.
Yep.
as Echoes of Carlaw.
Yep.
Not mentioning the other band.
Yeah. Well, this band came out of our old band,
Yeah,
you know, the
yeah.
Wardens, the Four Wardens. But our lead singer, he had to leave.
Yes, he had to go.
He had to leave, and we wish him all the best.
Sayonara. And we kept on trucking. Echoes of Carlaw.
No, man, I get that, and that's
The name came from Chris. Chris, if you want to say anything about how you came up with the name.
Chris came up with the name.
Sure. So,
We were originally called Egos of Carlaw.
Like the Gallegos. So, yeah, we were sitting around, and this is when we wanted to take the next step and come up with a new name. So we were just bouncing ideas around.
Yeah. I think it was something. I think the name Carlaw was going around. We were trying to figure out how to figure out what to put with Carlaw, and then Chris was like, you know what? We've been through so many, incarnations. We were the Wardens, and before, that's how we met Chris. He was with Warlock Moon in another band. And then we also had a jam band. We would come there every Friday night and jam in the place.
And destroy my studio.
And that's kind of where the
So just
and that's kind of where the
from
echoes
past
came
type
from,
of
because
thing,
there was so much, past history between all of us, and with music and that place in particular, the Carlaw building. So he said, "How about Echoes of Carlaw?" And we were like, "Hey, yeah, that sounds great. Let's go with that."
I totally get that, because it's like,
I mean, we played with you there as well.
yeah, came in there.
You're
and
part of the
jammed
musical
around.
legacy of the building.
Yes,
You.
yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Doing my little side projects. And I totally get that necessity of moving forward. It's sad when, friends or past, I guess past colleagues, people you work with, sometimes you got to split up, go different ways.
Oh, it wasn't sad at all.
It wasn't sad.
Wasn't sad at all.
It wasn't sad at all.
It was not sad. It was
I was
mutual.
actually like, yes.
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 It was perfect timing.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah, it was perfect
Perfect
timing.
timing.
It was perfect timing.
Perfect timing, But no, sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, no. I mean, but I guess, okay, no, sometimes, yeah, there's the good, the necessity, but I also mean just the necessity of you hit that hurdle, but you moved on anyway. Because a lot of times
One week
that would be
later.
convenient.
Yeah.
Hey, you lose a lead singer.
Or gain
interest,
two.
Morale's low. That's a good time to quit.
Yeah.
That's a good time to just say fuck it, whatever, throw the rope in.
It's true, because
Hang it up.
I was thinking. I remember I ran the idea by you about a singer, and you mentioned some girl at the time. You were a girl you had in mind, but then I don't know. I don't know who it was, but
She wore it very well, I must say.
but then I just said, man, no, I got to do this myself.
Yeah, the way I looked at it is that we didn't lose a singer. I'm like, we just lost the front man. Singer was always in the band.
We lost a man.
We lost a man. One man down. But I didn't. I mean, my sister came out to one of our shows. I think I told. My sister came out to one of the shows, and she was like, you know what?
She did.
Yeah. Remember we were at Rockpile? My niece and my sister came.
Oh,
my dad came.
Ricky,
and parked
was that
out.
the one Ricky was there?
Yeah,
too?
yeah. My sister thought, but my sister's like, you guys sound awesome. It'd be better if there was no one singing. So,
Okay. Sometimes personnel adjustment. And you guys do have a really, one thing I always enjoyed about seeing you guys, again, I've seen you guys throughout the years in Toronto here, and, you have that kind of connection between the three of you, a real solid,
power
listener,
trio.
you guys are listening, you guys are a solid unit,
Yep,
and a
power
really
trio.
cool, I'm a big fan of, I just love music, so I love anything from rock, hip hop, metal, R&B. You guys blend that nicely. So what in your opinion, seeing as you guys have eclectic styles, you got Chris, he does guitar, G-Man, but he also does his metal project with Warlock Moon. That's his other band.
That was
defunct.
back at this point.
Now he
the other one is
represents
Jin
Jin
Arcana.
Okay, sorry,
Yeah.
Jin Arcana. Okay,
No problem.
awesome. And it's in that metal vibe.
the mystery of the genie.
The mystery of the G-Man.
And the G string.
The mystery of the G string.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to find out that mystery. Some things are better left unwedged.
Yeah.
But,
I agree.
But with these eclectic styles, we got Red Style here, Steve, also known as Red Style, MC, singer, lyricist. We got Roger.
Yep.
I know you as a drummer. I know you as a bit of a poet, beatnik yourself. So with all these styles, in your opinion, what makes you a musician? Is there one thing in particular, or just many things, or like to you, what makes a musician?
Somebody with like good musical taste, good musical influences, good handle on their instrument. That's what I think makes a good musician.
Definitely a will to listen, absolutely. You know, especially if you're playing in a group, you know, you have to hear everyone out, and that's so important in terms of getting it on as a band, and into the long term is, you know, always having that open ear.
That's why we've been together for so long, right? Compromise, right?
Absolutely.
I also think not having any limits, like not trying to put yourself in a box and say, oh, you should be doing this or doing that. Like, just open your mind, do anything. Whatever the flow is, you just follow it, wherever it goes. So some days it'll be more of a metal sounding song with Chris. Some days it'll be more of a lighter R&B type sounding song because of me, I suppose. And it just like, I just love to create, no matter where it takes me, no matter how it sounds. It doesn't even matter to me how it sounds, right? I just like doing it with no limits whatsoever, you know.
And that's the other important thing as well, too, is the aspect of just encouraging everyone, being encouraged to put their own voice, and for these unique voices to mix together. And to me, that's the essence of EOC, of what we do here in EOC is, for example, Steve will come up with an idea, and then Roger will throw in stuff, and I'll, you know, throw in, you know, whichever, and, you know, we'll, of course, discuss about, Steve might say, for example, Chris, how about you try doing a bit of a solo in the end, or try this type of thing, and, you know, we just, you know, try things out, and, you know, and put things together, and
it always works. It always works.
Yeah.
Maybe we're lucky. I don't know, but it always works. You know.
I like that. I kind of find in what I do, you know, podcasting, comedian, actor, with that kind of faith and and confidence in yourself, not overinflated, but just the idea of we're gonna do something. It does always work out.
Yeah.
And like sometimes it's a complete fuck up, but then you'll learn from it, or a happy accident. But the majority of the time, it does just. It's strange how that is. I find that too. It just works out.
It will just work out, you know. I mean, we did a test one time to see how quick we can come up with something, or to see how tight we were, and I just said 1, 2, 3, go, and we all just hit our instruments, and a song came out in 5 minutes. Like literally, and that became Soft Spot. If you remember, that's how we did it. Let's just say 1, 2, 3, go, and it turned into a song like that, from out of nowhere, right?
yes.
But having that mentality to approach things like that is probably scary for some people, right? But that's just how I naturally am. I just whatever, you know. Let's throw it and see what happens.
Yeah.
And it works.
Yeah, I hate formulaic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so however a song can be written is how it should be written. I've always heard, like, I can't remember who it was. I think it was one of our old friends who used to come by the room, and he says, oh, a song is never done. And I said, what do you mean? Oh, I've been writing a song for the last 15 years.
The fuck is
and
that?
I'm like, I think I remember Billy or something. Remember Billy used to
Oh, that's
swing
your
by?
friend.
Yeah. A song can never be done. I've been writing one for 15
Oh,
years, and I'm
my.
like, so who's gonna hear it?
Did he start a second one in the 15 years? Hopefully.
If a tree falls in the woods and no one's there to hear it, does it make a sound?
Oh man. Man, like, you know,
Writing the same song forever and ever and ever, amen.
that's insane. I could write one song in 5 minutes. I'm gonna spend 15 years on one song.
Yeah.
Oh my.
You know what? It's interesting you say that, because one of the things I really like about, I guess, the closest I could get to us writing songs is, you know, I do a little spoken word, or sometimes jokes, but in the spoken word, I like the idea of having a concept of a thought, making a statement with it, like you know, making the noise, making the words, birthing it, and then it's done. I kind of like that idea of like, I just wanted to express this.
Yeah.
It's a 3-4 minute song, whatever. It's done. And
you're
if you
capturing
are
that
moved
moment
in the
time,
future
yeah.
to come back, but generally speaking, you know, it's birthed.
I think those are the best songs. I think those are the best songs. Whenever I read about or watch a video with somebody, oh, this is how we wrote this song, this is how we wrote that song, this came in a dream overnight, I'm like, oh, those are like the best songs. The ones that just came out of thin air almost.
Well, you were onto something with your spoken word project with the drums
Oh, right,
some
yes.
time ago.
Primal Gruntings, yeah.
That was some cool stuff.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
When you said that, it just took me back to
was good.
that. But yeah, that was good.
Well, that's one thing I kind of learned from that time, like along the lines you guys are saying. Like sometimes, like a song can be done, and you birth that thing,
And you move on. You move on to the next thing, you know? Like, you don't sit and try to figure it all out, because it doesn't need to be figured out.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's how I think, you know. Yeah, some people try to make everything emotional, I guess.
As the old House of Masters commercial would go, take the plunge with total confidence.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Pretty much how we write tunes, actually.
I like that, man.
That's pretty much how we write songs.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use that
plunge with-
soundbite as like my alarm clock from now on.
Okay.
Like
You're most welcome.
I'm gonna cue it up. Take the plunge.
With total confidence.
I like that, man. That's inspiring. But I get the idea, though. That's very true, man. Take the plunge with total confidence.
Yep. I mean, yeah. I mean, going back to our songwriting process, I mean, somebody will just throw out a piece of music, and usually Steve will come up with like some chords or something, or a nice piece, and Chris will maybe layer it on top, and then I'll just maybe, just put something in there, and then we got a song. It's not, the truth is, for us, it's not hard writing music. It's not hard writing our songs.
No. And that's why we couldn't stop like before, like when we had the 3-day pause when the singer left,
Yeah.
because we had so many songs. We had so many songs that we didn't want to go to waste. So it's like, no, we're gonna continue.
We've never been at a loss for ideas.
Yeah.
Yet.
Yeah, never.
Yet.
Never.
I mean,
No.
Never.
every time I even play one of our songs, like I was telling you last night, it comes across to me as fresh and new every time we play our stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
Especially since a brief hiatus.
Yes.
Yeah, with the
Yeah.
yeah.
Y-
So
yeah.
then it felt fresh all over again.
There you go. Yeah. Yep.
Fresh refresh.
Yep.
So with this approach you guys take to your writing, very loose, very like, kind of, I guess like kind of like inborn in a sense, like very
Inbred.
natural.
Inbred.
Inbred.
I prefer that.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
With that cousin fucking approach that
That's
you
how
take
we
to
write
your
songs,
songwriting.
right? Our songs are inbred.
Right. Nice. Got a pretty mouth, boy.
I'll be awning.
Okay.
Natural. Yeah, that's our approach to songwriting is, natural.
Very,
Throw an
very,
idea
very,
here.
very simply.
throw
Not
another
to say
idea
they're
on
simple
top.
songs, but very simply.
Sometimes they are though.
Sometimes they are simple songs.
But they
yes.
sound good. They sound really good, you know.
Some of the biggest hits in the world were simple songs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's
Why
the
complicate
process.
it? Why complicate it, really?
That's how we approach it. That's how we attack.
So with that approach, who inspired you? Like, who are your influences? It's just kind of interesting to hear because, I mean, right now you're hearing all this resurgence of a lot of older bands coming through the pandemic and just in general, like, who are some of your influences? Like, does anything come to mind when you guys kind of blend your styles?
You know, I don't know. Well, I do know, like, for me, like, you know, I've always been a fan of, like, Curtis Mayfield or Marvin Gaye or Babyface, Bruce Springsteen, you know, a lot of different artists. Lately, I've gotten a lot more into Freddie Mercury. That guy was a monster. But, yeah, I mean, there's just so many Prince, there's just so many to name that are among my favorites. But basically with me is, I put my fingers on the keys and I just start playing around, just start playing with it. And something always comes out of it. even if it's a small thing, we turn it into something bigger. I remember one time how we came up with styles, or formerly known as styles.
Yes.
We were playing a song. We were actually jamming a song, and I made a mistake. My fingers just fell off the keyboard, but I heard something. I heard something in the.
Yeah,
I'm
it
like,
went
I said, stop.
Yeah.
There's something here. Turn to another song. So it's just having the open mind to just anything, right? And that's how I go about it. I don't know. Maybe these guys have a different approach.
Yeah, it's true. As for me, I can't say I have like one favorite. I mean, like all like Steve. I like all styles of music. I like old music. I like
The party.
Yeah, New Kids on the Block.
New Kids on.
Heavily influenced by New Kids on the Block.
Who
Just
wasn't?
listen to our music. You'll see.
Who wasn't?
Yeah, I mean, just all styles of music. I mean, all styles of music. So I just like to throw it into our songs. I mean, you might hear little bits of our. That sounds like reggae. That sounds like rock. That sounds like punk. It's all in there. So I just try to like throw everything that I like into my music. I can't say I have one favorite drummer or one favorite musician. I just like all that. I like all that stuff. Like Steve, I like all that stuff.
What say you, Chris? I'm interested.
Oh yes.
Besides Chucky.
And G-string and, and all that. Yeah. So, well, for me, I've always been the music and that. In terms of influences, the one band that really ultimately influenced me to want to get into this were Judas Priest, because remember I was about 18 at the time and was going through I was going through a breakup and that, and at the time I rented this a VHS tape. This is of course back in 1989 when they had the actual video stores where you'd go. This is for the kids out there. You'd go into the store and buy the actual VHS and the case and everything. And in the music video section, I saw Judas Priest's 1982 live from Memphis tapes. So I rented that, and I remember playing through it, and there was this one song, Victim of Changes, that really grabbed me. And especially that it's a longer song, and later on the song they have this refrain of sorts where things kind of quiet down, and I remember watching it and just this really moody, really emotional passage that went once she was wonderful, dun, dun, once she was fine. And I remember listening to this, and I could relate to that, and this breakup and everything going on, thinking, at the time, once things were wonderful with this girl and everything, and once she was fine, once she was beautiful. And at one point, it was at that point I started imagining that I was on stage expressing my emotion, playing the guitar while singing these lines, and just for me it was a catharsis, because it was simply, as I would term it, getting my emotions out, purging myself of this. And it made me feel better, to the point where I was really starting to get serious about wanting to use music as an expression, and then that's when I started to really get interested in wanting to pick up the guitar and and get into that. And to cut a long one short, from that point on, is I might not be here if it weren't for that type of thing, so but I'm always from an overall musical standpoint, I'm always inspired by different things that I hear, and always working on from my end, developing my craft and my skills and everything. And
That's very interesting. It's like, yes, this craft, the skill, the music, but with you, there was almost like an emotional thing, like an expressive thing that obviously the music was there as well, but there was something kind of going back to what we were saying about how, sometimes you just gotta express something. It was kind of like that's you had a need to express something with the breakup. Then you got inspired by, Judas Priest, and it was like that need to express that breakup and what was going on with you at that time. It kind of fueled it forward.
And it was on that day especially, or that evening, that I really learned, the real value of music and art for that way is not just making something look good or sound good or whichever. It's about expression. That's, for me at the very least, the real purpose behind art is, it's the self-expression.
Yep.
The expression, and that's why even if there's the odd song or type of music that I'm not into, at the same time I'm not going to get negative and bash it, because really art is a very subjective thing.
Yeah, we're all into as much as the same thing as we're all into different things. Like we all like the same stuff, we all like different stuff. We can all agree that, oh yeah, we love this stuff, we all used to listen to this, but yet still each of us have our own favorites, when it comes to styles of music or individual artists.
And we still work as a band.
Yeah, and we still work as a band. I mean, I guess that comes with being friends and having respect and love for each other and stuff like that,
Love is a strong word.
Hey, the love of music.
Yeah.
What so with that you mentioned having that expression and the subjectivity, or being open to the subjectivity of that expression and the new things and the old things. Like, who's your favorite new artist right now, or like new approaches to music? Inspired by.
I honestly can't tell you.
Well, like I said earlier, I like Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
Mars is a talented guy.
Yeah.
I heard a song on the radio. I don't know the singer's name, but the singer was singing this song, and it actually was the first new song in years that actually hit, where it's just like, I'm broken, but it's wonderful. Like, it was a very simple song, but the words, I'm just like, yeah, that's real.
I'm broken, but it's wonderful.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. How sometimes a simple phrase. Sometimes the best lyrics are just simply put.
Exactly.
And it goes, and it's phrased nicely in the song.
And I wish I knew the name of the singer, but I heard it on the radio, and I'm just like, hey, that kind of grabbed me. That chorus that was being sung.
I'm broken, but it's okay.
Yeah, exactly. And not even just okay. It's like, I love it. So she was really embracing her being broken, which is not easy to do. And there it was, right? So, I mean, that grabbed me. I guess when somebody writes something real, it'll grab you.
Yeah.
But something that's just generic or pump it out there to make money or try to make money, it's like, no, you just did this in one ear out the other. But something that's written for real will probably always grab me. Yeah. And I'll say that's real, So those words there grab me. But I wish I knew the name of the singer, but I don't. Yeah.
But that point's well taken, though. Like, the simplicity of the lyric grabbed you. There was something truth about it.
Because we're all broken in some way, right? But it's how you, deal with it,
Ultimately.
So if you can embrace it, hey, that's good. Yeah.
So for you, you're always open to the idea of a new truth or a new honesty in what you hear?
Yeah.
That, kind of open. That's the.
I mean, I always write from that. I always draw from truth.
Because it's easy to get closed off. Like, just you have your way of thinking, and just you don't want to hear anything else, and just nothing else is coming in this door, the brain.
Yeah.
Nothing else is coming in my brain.
Yeah.
Oddly said there, but nothing's coming in my brain.
It's therapeutic,
but
you know.
it's that idea that
Yeah.
some people can be closed off, but you're open to that.
Oh yeah, because it's therapy, man. Like it was basically my therapist at certain times in my life. It was like my therapist. You know, I remember in high school they asked me, "Do you want to see a therapist?" It's like, no. Okay. It's like, and I thought, am I making a mistake? But no, I had my keyboard. So writing songs and playing around on the keyboard turned into like my therapy. And you know, over a time, you start to see like it really did help me. You know, maybe you don't know it at the time, but when you look back, it's like, yeah, if I didn't have that outlet, or writing all my thoughts down, which become songs, that's my therapy. It was just me
Getting
by
your
myself.
feelings out, yeah.
Yeah.
As the old Elton John classic, sad songs say so much.
Yeah. You know, and if you write a sad song, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I remember somebody said, "Oh, you write a lot of sad songs." I said, "What are you saying, bitch?" You know, but somebody said that to me.
You smack her.
But I was just like,
Should have.
it's kind of like, okay.
Goodbye, England's rose. Quick slap.
It kind of made me feel a way about writing it, but it's like, but if that's how you felt, that's how you felt at the time, you know?
Yeah, of course.
Not all songs would be like sad, but
They cannot all be happy all the time.
yeah, and that too. It can't all be that.
And I don't listen to a lot of like new pop radio or new pop music. To be 100% honest, I don't. So I don't really know what's out there, to tell you the truth. You know, I might hear something in passing, but I couldn't tell you who it was or.
How about any new discoveries then? Like any have you
new discoveries?
Like
for
in terms
me,
of just like a new outlook.
Well, for me, a lot of new music today is like that I'm into is actually just from bands who've already been around.
Right.
That's a lot of the new music I listen to.
It's a lot to catch up on.
Music from an old band, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, totally.
That's what I find myself listening to a lot now.
Okay.
A little bit old school, huh?
Yeah, just older school.
Older school, yeah.
Oldest school.
Oldest school, yeah. Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet, no.
So what type of gear do you guys use? Like, is there like a significance or a meaning to the gear that you use? Because like, I mean, a lot of people, you know, they really connect to their equipment in different industries. Like, for example, this microphone stand that I'm using, I've used it on a couple, I shot a special. This microphone stand was in the special. It has a little something to me, right?
I know.
Don't mean shit to anybody, but I know that I shot a comedy special with this mic stand. It's part of my gear. So like, to you guys, like, what kind of gear do you guys use, and what does it mean to you? Like, does it mean?
Well, for me as a drummer, I like functionality, and I'm thinking that's why you like that stand, because of its functionality. I like gear that delivers, that packs a punch, reliable. That's what I again, I'm a drummer, so my answer will be different than Steve's and different than his. I use drums and stands and cymbals and stuff. I'm everything with this is acoustic, so I like functionality. I like functional things, simple things. That's what I'm attracted to with instruments and stuff like that.
Because you have that physical. I mean, I guess a lot. Playing's physical, but especially with drums, you're really depending on that functionality. There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
You have a lot of movement.
That's important.
And it's
to me,
like,
is functionality. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't get hung up on brands too much, though I do have a few favorite brands. I like Gretsch drums. I like Ludwig drums. I like Pearl drums. But for me, it's the functionality. That's what it all comes down to. Yeah.
And the quality. I'm big into the quality. That's why I play with the gear I have. For example, for this band, my primary guitar is a Gibson Les Paul, and it's
beautiful. I see it. Yeah.
Oh, it's and the sound from it is. I'll never forget the day I discovered it, and
that particular guitar or the brand name.
That particular guitar. Well, also the brand name I've always been enamored by, of course, because a lot of my heroes played Gibsons.
There is a specific sound when you mesh certain guitars with amps. Like you get a classic sound, I find, with Gibson guitars and Marshall amps.
Which is what I use.
I find
use
you get that
Marshall.
sound when you plug into a different amp. There's a totally different sound. But I know what you mean.
And the feel of it, within a few seconds, the feel and the sound, I knew that I'm getting that. So, the resonance of it too, for you guitar techies out there, it has an ebony fretboard, and ebony fretboards are very well known for giving quite a resonance and a character to the sound. So it's I personally, from my standpoint, I'm big into quality and making things sound the best they can from my end, especially. I can just speak for myself.
Right on. Definitely. So, like, how about you? Like, in terms of gear, like...
I'm a Korg guy. I bought my Korg N364 in 1999, and I never looked back. It does what I need. I like to combine sounds, right? So it's very easy for me to do that on there and come up with something like big, because I'm actually playing the bass as well. So I'm playing the bass with my left hand and the melodies with my right hand. So, I got strings and bass and other things I can combine to just bring it out. And the Korg just made it easy, and still sounds great to me. Like
still sounds fresh to me.
Yeah, it still sounds fresh,
Some keyboards you get
really a
dated
big
sounds
gear
off
guy,
of them,
but-
right? But not
Yeah,
that one.
Not that one.
Not that
but
one.
I think that's because I'm combining stuff. So it's creating something new.
Yeah, because people say that a lot about keyboards. Oh, that's dated. Those sounds are dated. But I find with the Korg,
Yeah,
it's always fresh.
And you had that since 1999.
1999.
And how about the kit you had
When
now?
I was 3.
when you were through, right. Of course.
Came with the umbilical
You
cord.
do the math.
Yeah, just after that. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you about my love affair. One of our longtime friends, he was doing a video shoot, and at the time, I didn't own a drum set. I didn't really know much. I knew how to play them. I didn't know much about the drum companies and different sounds from different. And I went and I sat down at that drum set that they brought in for him to play on his video shoot, and it was a Gretsch drum set. And as soon as I played that, I realized I loved Gretsch drums. And I went to a music store and I tried literally every Gretsch drum that was there, and I was like, I love Gretsch drums. There really is something about that great Gretsch sound that they advertise in their slogan. But there are a lot of manufacturers, but I fell in love with the sound of Gretsch drums. They seem to have a warmth to them, a harmonic, as opposed to other drums. To me, a lot of them sound like hollow and unmusical, but when I heard Gretsch drums, I was sold.
Right on.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Gibson guitars, Gretsch drums, Korg keyboards. And how long have you guys owned the particular instruments you play with now? Does that mean anything to you? Like, you mentioned since 1999. How long have you had the drum kit and the guitar? Like, does the time mean something to you guys? Like,
My mom bought me my Gretsch drum set as a birthday present back in 2007.
Okay.
Since then, I've upgraded the kit to the same model, but a newer version of it, and same feel about it. But again, I also play Ludwig drums as well, which is what I'll be playing later on as well.
right on, yes.
So I love the sound of those too. And what they actually have in common, those two drum manufacturers, is they're two of the oldest drum makers. And I find they have a harmonic. Those drums have a harmonic to them. And they're two of the oldest drum makers.
My guitar, my Gibson, I've had since 2008.
Really, that long, eh?
Yep.
That's cool. Like, I like the idea of, that functionality and that time with the equipment. There's something cool about that. I don't know. The tools that you use. Like, for example, one little dumb thing I do is, there's a lot of writing elements to what I do. So, like, I have like a thermos that I've used on job sites just working just to pay my bills, and then also sitting around drinking coffee as a comic, writing jokes, dicking around, right? So it's like something as simple as just this fucking thermos. It's part of my gear, and it kind of adds to my vibe when I'm creating stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
So like I don't know, it's very interesting, man.
I mean, you put yourself into your instrument. You put your soul into it. You put your dirt into it. Your skin cells.
Your misery.
Your misery. Your joy. You put all that stuff into your instrument.
Your cancellation. It was on this keyboard that I.
Who's getting canceled
I got
this week?
canceled on this keyboard. I will still keep it for memories.
Nah, fuck them woke faces. So like
Here.
Down with the left.
har.
Har har.
Here. Har. So right har, we're living right har in Toronto, Canada, man.
I don't
mega
live,
city.
I don't live
beautiful.
Har anymore.
Yeah, you don't.
Ontario. Well, you're from there. You're honorary. You'll be a new mayor. Let's not go down that
Hey, you
path.
couldn't do any worse.
Yeah, you're right.
Couldn't do any worse.
You're right.
Shout out John. What's up, John?
What's up, John? Respect.
But yes, you've relocated within Ontario, but the band, deep roots in Toronto.
Oh yeah, we're Toronto. We're a
So-
Toronto-based band. Yeah, always will be. Yeah.
For sure. So like I've seen you guys at some great venues. I think I've seen you guys Silver Dollar Room might have been the first time I seen you guys. I've seen you guys at the Rock Pile. I think I may have seen you guys at the Horseshoe. Is that correct? Maybe somewhere in the past.
Horseshoe. We
No,
played.
we didn't play the horseshoe. Junjun.
We played the Junjun Bar.
Okay, on College.
College.
Yes.
College and right by Kensington Market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think was he at the
It's,
Nocturne show?
Oh yeah.
I think you're at the
You did the
Nocturne.
filming. Yeah, you did the
You were at the
filming.
Nocturne.
Velvet.
I think that's what you were thinking was the Horseshoe.
Darren,
Was the
I
Yeah,
think-
the Velvet Underground. Yeah.
Yeah, the Velvet.
Velvet Underground, yeah. That's the one with there was a horse on there, or like a cow, right?
This is the bovine.
Oh, no,
Yeah, we
Bovine.
brought it to the
The
show.
Bovine Sex
Yeah.
Club.
You brought your cow to the show.
The Cow Sex Club. Bovine Sex Club.
Remember when I saw you guys play that sex club?
There was no sex there. There was no sex. There were sexes there, but no sex.
And a lot of sexism,
Yes, and cows.
which we don't condone here on Johnathan Ramcharan, the podcast.
No, of course not.
Fucking
Of course
bitches.
not.
But what are your favorite or significant Toronto venues? Anything in particular like hold meaning to you? Maybe a history for like the people listening. Like, what would you consider like significant Toronto venues, but also maybe meaningful venues you guys played?
I would say.
And I love bitches, by the way. Sorry, ladies.
Well, no problem. Comes free with the G-strings. Yeah, so anyway. I would say in terms of history, the first one that comes to mind for me is the Horseshoe. It's very legendary. Also to...
The whore's shoe.
That's where I left it. Where's my shoe? I'm the whore. Where's my shoe? Oh, there it is. We'll call it the Horseshoe. I'm drunk. The tavern. Sorry.
The Velvet Underground also has quite the history as well, too. The Rock Pile's quite...
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Rock
has
Pile
been
was
attracting
probably
quite,
one of the best
quite the
venues.
legends
Yeah.
itself, too.
I like Nocturne too. That was pretty cool.
Nocturne.
Small.
Yeah,
But
I
Rock
love
I
that
remember
place.
that place.
Was that
Yeah,
the-
you were drunk.
Okay.
That's why you didn't remember it.
No, that's not it at all.
No.
The Phoenix is another fine, legendary
Phoenix.
place as well, too. The Opera House as well. Another one that really, another legendary one from the past as well. Jeff Healy's as well too.
Oh, you played Healy's place, eh?
No,
He just
I was
mentioned
there.
Great for
hung
live.
out there,
music. Yeah,
it was a great spot. Yeah. Yeah, also there was this old place I remember years ago that I'd go to from time to time, also known as the there are a lot of places that are no longer around. One of them was the ultrasound. That was a great one too. Also to the this
Dave,
place called Ilyach's as well too.
Dave's on St. Clair, you know. What a wonderful
Well, that's
place.
a story for
a
you.
wonderful
Yeah.
dump.
That's a story there for you, actually.
Oh yeah, let's hear it.
Yeah, well,
Maybe you should tell it because your brother was.
Is there an abridged
My-
version?
yeah.
Or
My,
like,
my
if
brother
there's any
was.
juicy details you don't want to leave.
We
No,
were.
no,
My brother was friends with the owner
Our
there.
set was shut down for mysterious reasons.
Well, it probably
type
was
of
the
thing.
singer, actually. When you think about it.
I think it was the singer.
Our singer at the time.
I think it was the singer at the time. He just kept complaining, "You guys are too loud. You guys are too loud." But they have bands there. Bands play there. I think he didn't like our singer at the time, so I think he shut it down.
He just stopped us after 2.5 songs. He just said, "You guys gotta stop."
Plus, I think-
mid-set.
Plus, I think he was tweaking that guy too. He was like,
And he was irate.
he was like,
He was
like,
irate.
yeah,
I don't
he
know
was
why
pretty
was so
coked
irate.
out.
Yeah.
This is odd. So you guys are in the middle of a set,
Yeah.
and you guys are weathered musicians. Nice sound.
Everyone
like,
loved us.
Exactly.
Everyone loved us.
People were
There was
outside
people out in the rain.
dancing
cheering
at
us
the door.
on,
Yeah.
you know?
There was not one frown in the dining room, shall we say.
Except for that one fella there. He was the owner, I guess.
Yeah, that was Dave.
Dave's on St. Clair, and they came and they just shut you down for a personal reason, some strange reason.
We all.
That's
I
what you
think we all
assume.
agree that he didn't like the singer.
I assume, but I remember, I think it was the singer at the time said that we were monopolizing his business. Maybe we're scaring customers off, is what he was thinking. But it made no sense because people were coming in for us. Yeah. Yeah. That
No,
was,
exactly, because one of the
We did have the crowd by their G-strings.
oh,
Yeah, we.
he took high offense to that.
but like I said, like even that show, I got something so good out of it. The image of these young guys standing outside in the rain, giving me the thumb up, telling me, what's going on? Why'd you guys stop? And I'm like, sorry, man, but they were standing in the rain watching us. So that I like that. That shows that we really appeal to some people. So yeah.
That's good. That's no, I totally get that. I've had those gigs too, where it's like just shit went south, but
I
something
remember one
kept
of
you
them.
going through. Oh, let's not get into my dirty laundry.
No, we won't.
we
won't.
can.
G-strings in that laundry.
Well, kind of.
Dirty G-strings.
Dirty. So
This is the G-string interview, by the way.
yes.
That's what it's called.
For our closing number, we'll all just strip down, do the full Monty. My God, imagine we did that. We'll put this on OnlyFans. Direct to OnlyFans.
The least viewed content on there.
So, but that's cool. So we got a little bit of the history of some significant Toronto venues, and then we also get this story. Dave's on St. Clair, a gig you guys did. For whatever reason,
He gagged us.
who knows who was right? Who knows what is wrong? Whose side? Who? Whatever. I don't know. I wasn't there, but it meant something to you guys. Like you remember it. You persevered, and and when I say persevere, I don't mean that lightly. Music is something that a lot of people want to do. They romanticize, and if they have the ability to do it, it can be a very to some people that can be traumatizing. You're on stage, you're pouring your soul out, you're doing your gig, you're singing your own songs, you're playing your own music. Somebody stops you in the middle of a performance and get off.
Exactly like that.
Like,
But I got one even worse than that, though. The DC Music Factory,
Oh, yes.
Sensi Fest.
Sensi Fest. Yeah. So
We played the Sensi Fest.
I
You
can
mean the
tell.
Sexy Fest, where we had even more people buy their G-strings, but anyway.
Well, only at the end. We didn't have them at the beginning. That was the thing that made it interesting, right? Because like we started in the first 2 songs, maybe 3 songs, I couldn't hear. I couldn't hear Chris. I couldn't hear things. The sound guy was horrible. Or maybe he couldn't get us. We're not, typical. Bass is on
There
the
was
keyboard.
no bass player there
Yeah.
for him to,
So-
Yeah.
So he wasn't getting it, right? So I couldn't hear parts. So I couldn't hear things, and I'm like, I can't hear this guy. I can't follow this, but I'm trying my best. And it took him maybe 2 or 3 songs to figure that out. And meanwhile, while this is happening, I'm watching people leave. I'm watching people walk out. I'm like, holy shit, right? This couple's walking out. This couple's walking out. I'm like, oh man. So now I'm sitting there, and now I get angry. And then your buddy tells Steve, don't look angry on stage.
Just handle.
Something like that he told you. I was like, fuck him. I was angry because it was just a shit show. But the sound guy got it. He got it. He slowly got it, and I can hear things, and things sounded better. And by the end of that set, everyone loved us. So I went from thinking like, oh my God, we're awful, to like ending off like that was the song of the night. So that was a nice night too. I think it was your friend who said that was the song of the night.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
This was Sensi Fest.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the DC Music Factory. They still around?
I'm not sure.
I
Is
believe they are at
still
DC.
around?
I believe so. Yeah.
I'm not sure if those guys are still around.
But yeah, from going to see people walking out, I'm watching them walk out of the building. I'm like, this is not good. But I guess some people came back and they loved it, and I think they wanted us to do more.
But we were also a different band too, eh?
No, I get it. It was probably hard
Different
to figure out.
singer
Yeah,
and-
yeah,
Yeah, it's hard to figure
Original
out.
music.
It's hard to figure out what he was doing.
yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, we persevered.
But yeah, a lot of my favorite shows too were the open mics that we did.
Yeah.
Like at On Cue or Grossman's Bar, Grossman's Tavern. Those are a lot of my favorites too.
On Cue was good because we just
Yeah.
took over the joint.
Yeah. So those are a lot of my favorite places to play as well.
A lot of them are gone now. As I'm saying these things, a lot of them are gone.
Yep, On Cue's is gone. Grossman's still around, though.
Junjun's gone.
Junjun's gone.
The Libertarian is gone.
Oh yeah, there's another tale right there. The
Yeah.
Libertarian.
We did a show without a drummer.
Oh,
Yeah.
playing hooky, huh?
Yeah. So
What happened?
well, part of me wanted to do it anyway, just for the challenge of it, right?
Yep.
It was okay. A few people liked it, but most people were, just getting drunk or watching television or something. I think we were like elevator music that day, basically. Well, your friends were there; they were supporting
They
us,
were
right?
still-
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, we had no drummer, but we still went ahead and did it,
Yeah.
and that kind of made it more interesting for me. I guess I like a bit of a challenge in a way.
I could have seen that. It's probably
Yeah, we had no
still
film of
good.
that,
It's
eh?
probably still
Just
good.
pictures.
It's probably still good.
Yeah, I it
I'm
still
sure
felt
it was
good.
still good.
Still felt good.
Yep.
But I mean, you could see maybe people were watching NASCAR or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's people in the NASCAR.
Those Toronto crowds, I tell you.
Toronto crowds, I tell you.
This question's pretty interesting to me. Like, what do you think of people who weaponize music for good or for bad? And like a quick example being like, an idea of weaponizing music for good would be like, you got that hippie movement, Woodstock, people writing these folk songs promoting love, Or like an idea for weaponizing music for bad would be like, somebody walking onto a bus and playing their boombox loudly to be a jerk and to piss people off or to make notice of themselves, or like Chinese torture where they lock somebody in a room and play loud music constantly, or like, to annoy the neighbor, you turn the music up loud, like that kind of idea. What do you think about people who weaponize music for good or for bad?
Can be good. Bob Marley did it good. You
Yep.
know, like
Yep.
he when it's done naturally, it's
Yeah.
good. But you
Yep.
can kind of get a feel when it's forced,
Yeah.
or when they're, you can. I do at least.
I'll always be on the side of good. So, yeah.
Depends on how it's used. That's the thing. You
Yeah.
know, the cause, shall we say, if the cause is worthwhile.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
I mean, it's truly worthwhile. You know.
I mean, you got bands like, you know, politically based bands like, you know, Rage Against the Machine.
Mm-hmm.
Their music is used as a weapon as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're very you know, counterculture and stuff like that. So like, yeah, I mean, when music is used for good to bring people, I mean, that's the point of music, is to bring people together. I mean, people come together to watch a show. I mean, that's the point of music to me. Is it's not called the joy of music for nothing. You know what I mean? That's the joy of music to me. So yeah,
The Joy of Music, another place we didn't play there.
we recorded there. Yeah,
Recorded there, yep.
Yeah, I guess that's true. You know, they don't call it that for no reason. It's a joy, and it's to bring people together.
But
And-
also sometimes some things need to be shown or excuse me, needs to be shown or said for people to see. Like, you know, something that's going on in a part of the world is like maybe the only way they can get the message that there is through music, and then people will actually listen. You know, like.
yeah.
You know-
It's like, yeah, exactly. People won't listen to something when it's spoken,
Yeah,
but they'll
or
listen
written-
to it when
or
it's
written in an
sung,
article.
or they'll listen to it in a song.
They'll listen to the song,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
they'll be
of
like,
course.
"Oh man, I didn't know it was that bad," you know, or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
But it's needed sometimes.
True. Partially, also, what kind of inspired this question, it's like two things. I find it strange that, like, for example, sometimes as a comedian, hey, everyone has the ability to be funny. Whether they could do it for a living, that's another thing. But a lot of times people use humor in a real ugly way. And I look at that and I think, why would you want to take something as joyful as the joy of music or the joy of laughter and pollute it? Like, you know, like the type of person that they only laugh at people's misery. Like, you notice that they never laugh at anything, but, oh, did you hear what happened to James? What happened to James? Oh, James, he broke his foot. He fell down the stairs. All of a sudden, they got to laugh. It's like, you never laugh at a fucking knock-knock joke, but if somebody breaking their foot's funny to you? Or like with people with music. What got me thinking about this, there was a quote by Raymond Chandler, Pulp Fiction writer, like, The Big Sleep, I believe was his big book, one of his big books. He was a pulp writer. And I remember reading one of his books, The Big Sleep, and there was a passage where he said, you know, he's like, I go up to the door, or no, I knock on the door. There's a drunk in there playing the radio loud, like only drunks do. And it got me thinking to some of my days when, like, you get, you know, sometimes you're in an oblivion and you're not even listening to the music. You just turn the music on to blare something out in your head. It's like so counter to the music. So I guess it's like,
It's counter to life too, because not all drunks are loud.
that's true. But I mean, so to the point that when people use that music to drown out something, or it's like, you think somebody listening to music at a loud level, they like music. No, they're just trying to blot out whatever's in their head. Or somebody on a bus turning the music up loudly. You don't even like music, you just want to be an asshole. Like, you know, it's like, isn't it kind of strange? I guess I don't.
Music puts.
That's kind of a strange question.
Music
maybe, but
puts and keeps people into certain mind frames. Maybe that person wanted to stay in a certain mind frame, so that's how they used the music. You know what I mean? I mean, music is used in rituals. Music is used in church. Music serves so many different purposes. You know what I mean? It's used for relaxation. Wrestlers use it to come out. You know what I mean? Like, music is used for so many different things. It's used for its healing properties as well, right? So it's all in how you apply the music. Music's a
Exactly.
Band-Aid.
And like,
so is there a right or a wrong way to apply music?
I was just
Boy,
about
yeah.
to say, it can be a wrong way because, like, with
Pop.
anything, it can be
To
misused.
pop.
Misused.
It can be misused. For example, you were mentioning about somebody blaring their music without in a public space without even considering using headphones. Like, yeah, that's being a jerk. Not taking into account other people in that, and wanting, or somebody, like you were saying, the example of somebody laughing at others' misery. That to me reeks of sensationalism, or one wanting to sensationalize just to, because obviously individuals like those want attention, so it's their way of
Right.
this
Or
inner insecurity, or insecurities, or whichever have you. Yes.
or people like that are, they're sitting in their own misery, and this is how they show it, like through more misery, and that's how they find joy or laughter. It's sad, and it's
Yeah, we know a guy like that.
probably a few of them. But as life goes by, I see it more and more, and it's kind of like, oh man, I could kind of get a feel for this person is not in a good place.
Yeah. No, not at all.
But they may not even know it, or recognize it, or whatever. But I notice in a lot of them, they're finding joy in more misery. Someone else's misery,
and as a result, they keep becoming more miserable because it's a downward spiral.
Yeah, because if you truly are like a happy person or a comfortable person, you're not gonna find that shit funny. You're gonna be like, that's not funny. He broke his leg. I'm gonna laugh. He fell down the stairs and broke his leg. Are you crazy? So, but I know people like that too. So it's true. People do that. It sucks.
And the misery becomes, of course, a bad, hard drug. Is what it becomes, because they're always addicted to it. They're always trying to get the next high from laughing at someone else, or trying to put down someone else, or bash them online on social media or something, or this or that. And it's they keep going with it, and it's a downward spiral.
It's true. It's a downward spiral, and it's I guess no, you guys answered it very well. It's that downward spiral. It's that just that hunger for negativity.
Yeah.
And it's, to me, I guess it's just so confusing, because it's like I respect the fuck out of what you guys do. I love music. I think it's awesome. And when I see a person misuse music, like you can even think of like Chinese music torture. When it's like you take the idea of like I'm gonna use music to drive somebody insane, or a neighbor maliciously cranking the music up, or that ego of like on the bus with the music. Like I remember a guy, he was whacked out he seemed whacked out, and he gets on the bus and he puts his boom box down and blaring the music, bass pumping. Like, I mean, it was a big boom box and it was pumping, right? And it's like, you don't even like the song you're listening to right now. It's not even about the music for you. You're playing music to be like, I'm listening. You're not even listening to it. What are you doing? How is this? What's your connection to this song, other than to be an asshole?
Well, you do.
You know what it all
It's
comes
just so
down
confusing
to?
to me, I guess. Evil. Oh, sorry.
Well, that's illegal. You're not allowed to do that on the bus.
Yeah.
That's noise pollution. You're actually
now you're allowed to do anything you want on the buses here in Toronto.
I guess.
You can do anything you want now.
Yeah, you can drive the bus.
Move over, driver.
You can. I saw
You can
a
drive the bus.
I saw a TTC driver get off and run into a Dollarama to get like a Pepsi the other day. But sorry, continue.
You can
like,
drive the bus. Yeah, no, it's no rules.
No rules.
anything goes.
But when a guy is like that, trying to get that much attention, what you should do is just get up and dance to the music, and it'll piss him off because now you see he's a happy person. He's like, that's not what I was going for.
Yeah, that's what I was going for.
I want to be mad. Tell me to fuck off.
Yeah, that's true.
what I would do. Yeah.
A little reverse psychology.
Yeah, I like that. He's going dance.
Just go and dance to it in the aisle.
Well, this is what you wanted, right? That's why the music is so loud.
Yeah. Hey, I actually like this song.
Yeah.
You do?
It's actually pretty good. I didn't think about that.
I did that once though in an apartment I lived in years ago. The people above me were so noisy, but not music noisy. They were always awake, 24 hours a day. They had No, this is the basement apartment I lived in on Wyndham. But there was 13 people living upstairs. I didn't know that how many, but my neighbor counted them.
Whoa.
13 people living upstairs in this house, and they were always
Sex traffickers.
Oh no! Just a huge family, and they brought all the cousins over and whatever, and it was just like always awake. Somebody was always awake. So furniture.
13 people to a
13
3-bedroom or 2-bedroom?
2-bedroom, I think.
Wow.
Holy.
Wow.
So, and I had the basement, so they didn't even have the basement. So people were sleeping in the living room, in the bathtub probably.
Imagine that toilet.
I heard it. Heard the pipes going down. Yeah,
Constantly, probably 13 people.
But the
It's a
thing,
lot of flushing going down.
the thing was, like I had mentioned to them, oh, can you keep it down? It's okay. The next day we'll go back to normal. So eventually, I'm like, you know what? I'm sick of hearing furniture moving. I'm sick of hearing people on the phone. I'm sick of hearing it. So I started pumping music. I just played it loud, so I wouldn't hear them. Right?
They complained about you.
Yeah. Well, kind of.
Go
So the next time I saw them, I said, I can't remember what I said to them, but the lady said to me, "What about you? You play loud music." She didn't even understand that I'm trying to drown them out. She just thought I was the jerk.
Did you tell her? Did you say, "I play that to drown you"? Did you
Oh
tell
yeah,
them?
I told her, and she went quiet. But it was just insane. But
Did it feel sort of counter? I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, sometimes you gotta. I get it. Sometimes you gotta.
Oh, yeah, I
fight.
felt like a
Sometimes you
prick.
need to fight fire with fire. You made a point.
yeah, I didn't feel good about doing it, but I
did-
kind of had to do it because I just was sick of hearing them. Sick of hearing the constant noise. It was actually causing me to lose sleep, which I didn't really know at the time until I went into my next apartment, which I'm like, oh my God, I sleep like a baby now.
Did it cross your mind as like just a strange misuse of music? Like there's
I felt bad about it.
Yeah.
I didn't feel good about it, but I felt like I had to do it because otherwise I'm sitting here listening to their chaos.
To them instead of Prince tune.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Public
Yeah, of
Enemy.
course. Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's what you were listening to. That's what you were...
Fight the power!
Yeah. Or fight the zoo from above.
But I felt bad about doing it, but I had to do it. It's either listen to them or listen to me, right? So.
Yeah.
But then the lady thought I was the jerk now.
That reminds me actually of a story from Chris. Remember Chris had a neighbor upstairs?
Oh.
And then Chris comes
Oh.
like, what were they doing up there?
Oh, yeah. It's, I had something kind of similar way early into the wee morning hours. We're talking about 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the morning. This is back in about 2009. And there, in my apartment building, it's the floors are the apartments are very similar in terms of structure. So all of the each apartment below me or right below me, right above me is a 1-bedroom. So it seemed as though there was this entire family just shoved into this one-bedroom apartment, and I remember going on very later at night / early into the morning. We're talking even up to 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. You wouldn't just hear the odd, this move or that move. We're talking about. It sounded as though this army of elephants was, trying to take over the apartment building or something. And it became so annoying to the point where one night I just had enough. I rise from my bed.
I know where.
I open the balcony door, the door leading up to the balcony. I look up, my head points up, and in this loud voice I say, "Can't you just shut the bleep up," type of thing, and this and that. I just kept going off, and there were a couple of neighbors that were saying, hey, quiet, type of thing, but I just kept going. This is in the summer of 2009. Then I went out of town to see family for a couple weeks. Then the next time I was back, it was quiet. And I later learned that family from upstairs, they had left. Perhaps they had so many complaints about them that they were, you know.
You're forgetting the main line of that.
The funny part for me about the whole story was that one line.
Say it.
Chris had went and bellowed up, because he can bellow pretty well. He went and he bellowed, "If you guys don't shut up, somebody's gonna die tonight." The place went quiet.
I do recall that, yeah.
And then they moved out.
So,
Wait a second. Are we laughing at someone else's misery?
yeah.
I suppose we are.
I think
We're
more
no
so
different.
retribution than anything.
No, that exactly. No, that was funny, man.
I love that because that was a very like eloquent, like
you all
well
don't
told
shut up,
story.
Someone's
you know,
gonna die tonight.
there was this yes, this eloquent story and laid it out very nice. And you know, I said my piece and I went on sojourn or I went on vacation and. Actually, no. Didn't you yell out,
Still.
"I'll kill you"?
Somebody's gonna die tonight.
If you guys don't shut up, someone's gonna die tonight. The pack of elephants stood still.
All right.
Elephant hunters.
Yes. Imagine an elephant G-string.
You see, you're actually,
Oh,
comes to
that's
mind.
pretty big.
you're actually getting some insight into every one of our jams is like this. It's just stories and laughs and music, pretty much.
Yeah, we enjoy ourselves. We enjoy each other's company. We enjoy our.
That's what it's got to be, man. That's what it's about.
That's why we've been a band for so long, and I can confidently say we will be a band for some time.
Yep, until we die.
That's our formula.
Hallelujah.
Until we kick the bucket.
You got to keep going.
Yep.
I mean, when you get a group of guys that are in there playing music because they're friends, as opposed to a bunch of guys getting into a room to make music because they want to be a band.
Or be a star.
Yeah. Which is a recipe for
Yeah,
disaster.
exactly. I mean, nobody has fun like us. Nobody has fun like us, man.
That's very
Nobody.
interesting.
That's why people are. That's why I find people are jealous of us, because we're a band who has fun. We are friends who
And
are
for many
in a
years,
band
for many
who
years,
have
you
fun.
know.
Haters will hate.
As opposed to just we're together because we play cover tunes and we want to get gigs and make money on
Make
it.
$50.
Make that $34.
Split through 310 ways.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Oddly enough, people do see that light shine and do get jealous. You know,
that's
like
the thing. For us,
oddly
it's
enough,
not for popularity
you know.
or for money it's for the joy of making the music
First and foremost.
with
Yep.
my friends. That's for me. It's making music with my friends.
So that's interesting how you guys define that. Like, you know, there's that connectivity, the reason why.
I never actually thought about it before, but through this whole journey, we became dads.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Yep. Through this whole
Yeah.
journey.
Yeah.
Journey into the mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's true. Yeah. That's a whole other interview.
Has that affected the music, like in a different way?
For me, no. For me, no.
For me, yeah.
I never wanted to clean up my act. No.
For me, it has in a different way. Like, my daughter doesn't like me to practice at home. She doesn't want to hear it. I don't know. I don't think that means it's bad. I just think she just doesn't want to hear it. She's a little control freak, and I have to go to her little jam space to do it, or otherwise I can't practice.
Daughters are women.
Basically, yeah. Even at 5.
Wow, interesting. She doesn't. I mean, to each their own. There ain't nothing wrong with that. She doesn't gravitate towards music though. Like she.
Not yet.
Not yet.
I don't
A
think
little
so.
young for it still.
Well, you know what? It's like something you said a while ago. If you're trying to force it, I may have tried to force it on her a little bit, like, here, do this, or, Daddy, I don't like music. She likes music, she likes dancing to music, but she doesn't really care to play anything or anything, at least yet, right?
Right.
So now I leave it alone, but I think for me, what she doesn't want me to practice at home is because she doesn't like being loud. She doesn't like to hear, like, loudness.
Oh.
So I have to, if I do practice at home, I have to really tone it down a little bit, put the headphones on, basically hum the song. Daddy! But yeah. So my experience is a bit different than yours. I guess you're
That's got to be a little heartbreaking.
A little
Maybe
bit.
At this point. Maybe
Not
it's too
heartbreaking,
early.
but disappointing.
Yeah.
A little bit.
You see, when I'm at home, I'm not singing.
Oh,
She
that's
just hears me like beating on these rubber pads at home,
maybe
right?
I'm just not a good singer, I suppose. is what
No,
you're
you're a damn good singer.
saying. Thank you.
Which-
But
It's the women. It's the misogyny is thick in this place.
not for me, no. Yay! I'm woke.
The misogyny runs deep. No.
Yes, dear. But I mean, it's understandable. Like, I mean,
If I really want to practice, I can bribe her with something. It'll work.
okay.
You want to go to Toys R Us when I'm done? Okay. Everything's
That
fine.
works for me.
Yeah, it works. Sometimes you have to compromise.
We both have daughters, by the way.
Yeah, I think they know that.
Yeah. Girls. They grow up to be women.
Joys of our life. Right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
I'd like to have kids someday, but like,
You got lots of time, Hall.
I kind of get the idea. Also, like for example, when I think about what I do, performer, podcaster, actor, comic, the idea of I would only want a kid to do it if they absolutely wanted to, because it's it's a challenge. It really is.
Yes.
Like, I mean, and also too, just I would want my kid to be their own person.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I said that. I mean, I said that as I guess I just said that as a random thing that people usually say, like,
But it's true.
oh, it's heartbreaking. But I mean, why would it be? It's like,
No, it's true. You want them to do their own
you
thing.
kind of want them, yeah. Like, I guess that would be the ego part of me being like, I want my kid to do what I do or whatever. But it's like, what's best for the child is for the child to.
Well, I
do their
mean,
own thing.
with me, I hope that she does her own thing. Because a lot of young people there, they don't have any hobbies or interests, or they don't. They want to play video games. They want to stay inside, like plugged on social media constantly. Like some don't even have something. So I hope she has some things that she wants to go and do.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. When the lights go out, you do-see-do.
Swing your partner around. No
What the hell is that?
I heard someone at work say that, and I was like, "What the fuck does that mean?" They're like, "Well, when the lights go out, what do? Nothing." Like, everyone's so accustomed to like electricity-based enjoyment. So like, when the lights go out, what do? Do-see-do. I don't know. And I said, "What does that mean?" It means exactly what it means.
Well, that is a good point. It's like, I mean, we're from a generation where internet wasn't around. I grew up like early 90s, mid 90s. And I remember,
So did we.
Yes,
Yeah.
early 2000s.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
You're
My
older
bad.
than
Yeah, you're
we
right.
are.
Sorry. Thanks for correcting me.
You're older than us.
I am.
Yeah.
And
So we can learn a lot from you.
listen up, pay attention, keep your nose clean, you can learn something. You're in a very privileged opportunity. Remember when Denzel goes into that speech on like Ethan Hawke, training day? You're just like me when I was your age, Jake. You're just like me when I was your age, Jake. But like, it's like I remember being in them internet-free days of just, you would have to have a hobby. The lights went off. There was a million things you could do other than do-si-do.
Yeah.
Right? But nowadays, lights go out, the fucking kid wants to kill himself,
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's true.
but it's interesting.
It's true.
But it's interesting though to see where you guys have come, having seen the band pre children, family, in the progression. It's like it kind of speaks to that idea of just when something's in you, it's as normal as anything you got to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, why change on the account of different, not why change, but when something's in you, life challenges occur, child wants to play music, doesn't want to play music, child loves music, wife, kids, single, whatever. You gotta just go with the,
Yeah,
go with it, man.
Absolutely.
I've heard, since I had a kid, I heard from a few friends, how do you still stay in a band and you have a kid? And I'm like, I keep saying the same thing. I'm like, dude, this is Canada. That's kind of like what you do. You play in a band. Like, I don't know.
Well, maybe it's a testament to how tight we are.
I guess so.
How our friendship is, because if we stop the band, it's essentially stopping our friendship, probably, in a way. We wouldn't talk as often.
Guess we wouldn't see each other as often.
We wouldn't,
right,
yeah, exactly.
Right? Yeah.
So it's a testament to our friendship, to our band, to all that stuff. But, because we're doing it for the right reasons, I suppose.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So that kind of goes with this question here. Like, does God give the gift of talent? And in your case, music.
I believe it is a gift that you've been given, and I also believe it's something that you can learn.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You can learn to become talented at something, and not just music. You can learn to become talented at something.
First and foremost, it has to come from within. That's the thing.
You said absolutely. Absolutely in terms of it's a given gift from God, or is it a talent to be worked on?
Definitely something to be worked on. Yeah, it's and why I say from within is the will first and foremost. If someone has the will to do something, then from there they have that will to take them to the talent type of thing.
And it's like anything, right? Like, even if it feels natural, you still have to work at it.
Yeah.
You still have to, find motivations for yourself.
Yeah.
You can't stop.
If you bury a talent, it will go away.
Yeah.
You know?
And someone can have a talent per se, but if it's misused, then what good's the talent?
True.
Say, for example, if when it comes to music, someone who, has talent, but they don't put the discipline into it or the practice or anything, they end up playing sloppily, because of their cockiness and whichever have you. So that's
some
its
of
purpose right there.
That's true. There's a technical, I hear what you're saying, that there's a technical aspect to playing, the technical work you had to do to learn how to play guitar, drums, keyboards, sing.
Mm-hmm.
Also, though, going back to what we mentioned about how in the songwriting process and in the camaraderie, everything just came easy, natural. What about that in terms of the talent of music? For myself, I know that I have a lot of abilities with music that the average person doesn't have, but I can't say it comes easy. It does not come natural. It's not like it's some like I could play bass guitar better than the average person on the street. I have a lot of head knowledge. I have a lot of knowledge in my head where it's like I know what I should do to get better or how to get better, but the thing in me that comes forward, the drive in me, isn't so natural for music. Doesn't come natural to me. I'm sure I could get better if I worked at it.
Yeah.
But what about that? Like yes, there is a technical aspect, but what about that thing inside that just
Of
that
course.
you don't even have to question?
Yeah, no, it's that plays a big bit into it, and the three of us, of course, have been the reason why after some time, things come more easily is because we've put in our time working with our skills, and we're so much into the routine. We jam and practice regularly and everything. So that's why, for example, when we came up with Soft Spot, it was just just Steve throwing down the gauntlet and saying, let's see, just for shits and giggles, if we can, get that song going within minutes. We had an actual song that we still go with nowadays. So, the process does become easier over time, but it does require the discipline. That's the thing. It does require the time to establish your routine or your habits and that. So it's
Yeah. I always felt that I had to get good at my craft. I had to get good at it. I've always had an interest in drums, and I used to play them with my mouth on our early recordings. Never had a drum set, but
back in the early 2000s.
Back in the early 2000s, yeah.
We're young.
But yeah, I mean, personally for me, I've always found that, I was never naturally good at anything. I worked at stuff and got good at stuff. I never woke up, was this great musician. I always find I have to work to get my results.
But your drive was always there.
The drive was always there.
Because we were 8 and 9 years old recording stuff on cassette.
But
I mean CD.
Yeah, on the disc.
What's a cassette?
I don't know, man.
iClouds.
Right.
Yeah.
But no, we were recording stuff at 8 or 9 years old. Yeah. 2 kids. We would take instrumentals off the radio. CHFI?
Yep, CHFI.
Play some Kenny G instrumentals or something?
Yeah.
And turn that into our own songs. I would write it, Roger would write it, we both would sing, he would add drums with his mouth. This is 8 or 9 years old. So it was always there. It's there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that was the early beginnings of our music collaboration.
Reminds me of what I used to do when I was younger. And this is how I went into songwriting lyrically, or lyric writing, was I would listen to these songs, and some of the songs that would grab me, I'd get into the habit of writing alternate lyrics about some other theme to the music of that song. So, but, that's the thing.
It's a pretty cool approach, actually.
Yeah.
You're not ripping off their song, because you're just writing lyrics to a song. Yeah. That's pretty unique.
It's cool having multiple songwriters in the same group, because if I'm ever feeling lazy, I just use one of Chris's songs. So
like we were talking about Eternal Ages. That song.
Yeah, that song, yeah.
Was, lyrics by Chris and music by Steve.
Oh no, guitars were him. Well, I'm just along for the ride on that one. That one's cool for me to do because it's not my song that I wrote.
It's cool.
So it's almost like an out-of-body experience. I'm singing, but when I'm listening to myself, I'm like, this is good shit. But it's not me. I didn't write it. I didn't write the words. Chris did. So
and this is this is your guys' song, Eternal Ages. Yeah. I like those lyrics.
That's that guy over there. That's the G man, the G spot.
I love my G strings, I'll admit.
Yeah.
Well, that was the slogan. Sorry, I got it wrong.
It's okay.
No, there's some good lyrics in there,
strings
man,
on a Gibson
sure.
would be G string.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
It's one of my favorite strings on the guitar is the G string.
Very dainty, very light. Right on, guys. So, lastly, thank you very much, fellas, for coming through. About to wind it down here. What should people know about music?
Ask one of the smart guys. I don't know.
If somebody doesn't stop here's something.
I mean,
about music. If someone does not stop upstairs soon, someone's gonna die. I still can't
If
get
that band
over
next
that.
door doesn't
die
stop, they're gonna die.
Been making me laugh ever since you guys brought that up. For me, I would say music is Music is something that's very personal, and really is for everyone in some way or another. And whether it be certain styles of music they like, or genres, or
Yeah, be
certain
open to
songs,
other things, I guess.
Yep. I'm into a lot of music that, as a drummer, I'm into a lot of music that doesn't have drums in it.
Oh.
I like hearing music that doesn't have drums in it. So yeah, that's what I mean. For me, music is for enjoyment.
Like, I got a lot of country songs in my head, and I don't even like country.
There you go.
Can't stand the shit. But my mom played it all the time.
There
so,
you go. My mom
yeah.
too. Yep.
But I'm open to it.
Our next tune may be a country song.
Hey.
That would be
I'll
interesting.
remember that.
Who knows?
You'll have to take the lead on that
Chris
one.
will.
Up next, country album.
Y'all come now here. Yo.
EOC.
We'll have to go
Echoes
watch
of
some
Country.
hee-haw episodes.
Y'all don't knock it down up there. Someone's gonna get killed.
Hey, look, we're Southern.
There's our new song.
We're Southern Ontarios.
I
we're
mean, I
country
sang
too.
a little country
no?
in my day,
Not me.
No.
No, I'm a city kid. City kid.
City boy.
City boy. You city boy.
Want some water balls?
Sure thing, Bo. Friday, Thursday. That's my little, one of my little jingles I joke around with on the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
When I go for a water break, I go, quick sip of water, balls. Don't mind me, balls. I take a nice healthy drink.
But yeah, to answer that question, I mean, yeah, music is for enjoyment, personal enjoyment. Music is for sharing. I like to teach. I like to teach it whenever I can. So yeah, it's personal. It's for sharing.
Echoes of Carlaw. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks
Monsieur.
for having us. This is a great opportunity, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
No, I really enjoyed it, and with some good insight, and you guys are like Toronto legends in my eyes. I mean,
Thank you.
Thank you.
hey, like
Mr. Ramcharan.
hey, I think whenever someone sets out to do what they intend to do and they do it, that's something, man.
And with no intent to stop.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Until one of us dies, we keep going on anyway, right? Easily replaced.
After this session, I'm not going to look at the word died the same way anymore. I'll always get a chuckle from that.
We got a chuckle off it 15 years ago when you told the story. Someone's gonna die tonight.
And you remember it better than I.
13, though.
Oh,
That
right.
line anyway.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Because we're not that old.
No.
Of course not.
We were children in the early 20s.
Yeah.
Early 20s. Early 2000s, I mean.
Yes.
Couple starlets.
Couple,
Yeah.
starlets.
Yeah. Spring chickens.
What do they call them?
Chickens, yeah.
Pop princesses.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a pop princess. It's okay.
I'm not.
Pop
Thank you, man.
princess.
Thank you,
No
ladies.
problem.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Well, that about does it for another episode of Johnathan Ramcharan, the podcast. I certainly would like to thank my guests, Echoes of Carlaw. Please stay in touch, keep up with them. Their social media will be in the description. Till next time, folks. Hallelujah.